and tied a career high with 14 punchouts. Bryce Harper just as good, driving in all 4 runs and posting his 5th multi-homer game this season. Tonight they go for the sweep and a 4th straight win to close out the trip. Another gorgeous night in Philadelphia. Welcome to South Philly. Citizens Bank Park. The Nats are going for a sweep, trying to get everything straight here before coming home for a long homestand. And if the theme is right now to win every day, that's gone pretty well for the last 3 days or so.
Yeah, win them all, see what happens. Put some pressure on the Mets, you never know.
All right, well, the Nats have Bryce Harper leading the way with Steven Strasburg, who was outstanding last night. More on Steven during the game tonight. We'll have time to talk about what he did, but Bryce was amazing, and the numbers he is putting up are going to be historic for this organization.
I mean, you're running out of things to say about the guy. Home runs number 38 and 39, an RBI single last night, 3 hits, on base 4 times, 4 RBIs. You look at every major category in the National League, he's pretty much first in all of them. So, I mean, Carp, what else is there to say about Bryce in words other than maybe some initials? MVP. I think he more than deserves it.
Nolan Arenado hit a home run last night. They're tied for number 1 with 39. But these are the last 5 players to lead the league in batting average and home runs. They were all MVPs except Ted Williams down there. He was beaten out by Joe DiMaggio back in 47. And Johnny Mize did some great things as well, but he was not an MVP. So it's a hard thing to do. These are hard numbers to accomplish, and it makes what Bryce is doing very special.
Well, it's a historical year. He's 22 years old, and you get the sense that he's not done yet. This is just the first of many great seasons for Bryce Harper.
All right, we can only hope so, and I think we're pretty sure about that happening. Gio, he's been pretty good lately. Last time he pitched here, he pitched just an inning and then got rained out. So his last 14 starts, he's been great, and the Nats will hopefully ride his arm to a sweep in Philly tonight. For the achiever in you. Bleacher seats, right field foul pole, just 330 feet away. Cozy ballpark, and it was warmer in Philly than it has been the last couple of days. So here we are on this date, September 16th. Game 3 of the series, Nats looking for the sweep. Comfortable, humidity down, 83 degrees. So a little warmer than the last couple of nights here when we were in the low 70s, then the high 70s, and the ball could be flying. Anthony Rendon leads things off, 3 spots behind him, Jason Worth. Since the 21st of August, 289, homers, RBIs, you name it, Jason's doing it. He's made the transition from leadoff guy to cleanup guy, and he's also been on base 24 games in a row. Jose Lobaton will handle Gio tonight. First, the Nats have to deal with 23-year-old rookie Alex Asher. He came over from Texas in the Cole Hamels deal.
Hold on, I just want to lay out for a second. He has a slow love song that he's walked out here to. I've never heard this before from a starting pitcher. Last start,
I'm not dancing with you, so forget about it.
7-3 loss against the Cubs. Gave up 6 runs on 7 hits and 5 innings of work. Fastball 91, slider 84, changeup 83, feelings 106.
He's a sensitive guy. All right, stop dancing and give him the defense.
Check out the defense for the Phillies tonight. Sweeney, Altair, Francoeur, the outfield. Galvis Darno, the left side. Blanco Rupp, right side. And Cameron Rupp behind the plate.
Chris Siegel. Let's see what kind of strike zone he gets after being lulled into a stupor here. It's his second year in the big leagues. Mike Everett, the crew chief, Tim Welke, and Todd Titchener around the bases. The Nats have won 3 in a row. They're 8.5 behind the Mets. In New York tonight, Adam Conley for the Marlins and Bartolo Colon for New York. And by the way, Alex Asher is starting the 42nd game of the year by a Philadelphia rookie pitcher.
Now, he's a guy that has to hit the corners. His fastball's not overpowering. Last start against the Cubs, he left it out over the plate, gave up 3 home runs early. So you'd think the game plan for the Nats hitters, elevate that fastball and make it be right down the middle. He'll make some mistakes with the heater.
First pitch at 7:07, and Rendon ripping. Tried to do what he did here Monday night when he homered on the first pitch of the series. Anthony's had a great series. 21 of his last 23 ball games, hitting .358 over that time. And in this 2-game set so far, he went 5 for 11 with that home run. So the first 3 guys in the lineup in this series, 5 hits, 3 hits, and 5. Rendon, Escobar, and Harper. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. We got a scouting report on young Mr. Asher that says he has trouble at putting hitters away after he gets to 2 strikes. We'll see what he does against the first one. And that's a called third strike. Rendon looks at it, 1 down.
Yeah, paint right here with the fastball. Down and away, 95 right to a corner. So nice pitch by Asher, and that's how this one starts.
Escobar in this series, a walk, 3 for 10, 2 RBIs. And he sits safely, 15 of his last 16. 421 over that time, and 10th in the league in hits. All the Nats seeing this righty for the first time. Originally, they were supposed to see Adam Morgan tonight. And I thought in my memory somewhere the Nats had faced Morgan before. He was the starter opposite Gio in that game back in June that got rained out. So no official at bats against him or this guy. And that's a good first at bat by Escobar, but Galvis goes backhand to take a base hit away.
Right on the screws, and we're talking about getting the fastball right down the middle, and he'll make some mistakes over the plate. That one right down the middle, and you know Escobar did all he could. Couldn't steer it off the barrel. Good swing. Nice play by Freddie Galvis.
Bryce Harper's been unstoppable here. 5 for 9. Hit 3 homers. Actually 5 for 8, 3 homers. He's driven in 5. Bryce, 338, 7-point lead over the singles hitter, D. Gordon. And Buster Posey now 9 points back. Escobar fourth.
Or don't you just get the feeling that any pitch that has some plates going far, he's so locked in right now, it's ridiculous.
A lot of concern about Bryce after that collision in Miami on Sunday. He's come back with a vengeance, and that's low, 2-1. .388 over his last 26 games. And it's hard to raise your batting average where he's hitting this time of the year. Pick a count, any count, and the batting average is a little scary.
Doesn't look like Alex Asher's real committed to throwing Bryce Harper a strike right here, especially with the fastball. We saw Cameron Rupp, he called fastball away, and that was just down. He didn't want anything to do with the strike zone, and he'd be foolish to throw a fastball down the middle here.
3-1, Harper pulls it. That was 94. Into the outfield where Blanco was playing, and the Nationals go 1-2-3. Gio looking for number 11 tonight. .33-41 on the year. Nats have a similar road record. Jeff Francoeur in the lineup tonight. He's the cleanup guy. Last 36 games here, doing some damage. Doesn't play every day, but he's a dangerous guy if you make mistakes. He's 8 for 20 career with a home run against Gio Gonzalez. And Gio, 14 career starts against the Phillies, 7-5 with a 3.02.
A fastball curveball change. Fastball average at 92. Second consecutive strong start last time out against the Marlins on the 11th. Nats 2-1 win. He went 5 1/3, gave up 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 4, walked 3 through 97 pitches.
Yeah, Gio's been great in the month of September. Only Clayton Kershaw has a lower career opponent's batting average in the month of September. So Gio sitting at 212, Kershaw 199. First pitch a little bit away to the shortstop Freddie Galvis. 2 for 8, a homer. And that ball is hooking and hooking. Enough to take it foul.
He's not in the batter's box. Did you see that?
Let's have a look.
Batter's box is a little overrated at times, but his left foot's out of the box. It looks like from here at least. Yeah, look at that. It's out right now.
Does it matter where you set up before you swing it around?
I think that's why the lines are there, but I guess he's on the line. It just looks like he's almost all the way out. It just looks weird, I guess, more than anything.
On a 1-2 pitch, Gio drops a breaking ball in the dirt to strike him out.
So the defense for the Nats behind Gio tonight. Worth, Taylor, Harper, your outfield. Desmond Escobar, left side of the infield. Rendon Robinson, right side of the infield. And Jose Lobaton getting a start tonight, catching his old friend Gio Gonzalez back in the saddle.
It's been over a week since Jose last played, and Wilson Ramos dominating the action behind the plate lately. Here's Andres Blanco, 31-year-old switch hitting second baseman who's hitting .364 from the right side. Gio comes out pumping strikes, and it's 1-1.
Pete Buchanan stacking his lineup for righties tonight. Every single hitter, every single position player right-handed.
Fair ball to his backhand side, Escobar, and right on target to Clint Robinson, 2-0.
Backhand play. See how the ball shoots. His infield's so quick. If you missed it the first two nights, one of the quicker infields in all of baseball. The grass cut so short, the dirt very hard. Plays like AstroTurf. And you saw the bouncy hop right there to you now.
Rookie back in there tonight, Aaron Altair. First 80 big league at bats, 20 home runs. 20 hits, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. So hanging in there at 250 his first go round. That's a beauty. 78 on the curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I see the Gio Gonzalez curveball. Starts in the left-handed batter's box. Actually comes toward the inside of the plate. Change the eye level with a fastball. See if he goes back to that curve here.
Got him. Beauty. 2 Ks around the ground ball and a clean first inning for Gio Gonzalez. Freight Rail Works with our due-up for the top of the second. Jason Worth's had a big series with 5 RBIs and a walk. They love to boo him in Philly, and he loves to swing the bat in Philly.
As we head to the top of the second inning, well, one Zimmerman is going to have a bobblehead. One already had a bobblehead this year. Nats Park, Friday, September 25th. Nats take on the Phillies. 7:05 start. First 25,000 fans. You get a bobblehead commemorating Jordan's no-hitter against the Marlins on the last day of the season last year. That's presented by Geico. Visit Nationals.com to purchase your tickets right now.
Yeah, Jordan pitched game 1 of this series. Strasburg came up huge last night, and Gio looking good so far tonight. 12 pitches, 8 strikes. Each pitcher with a 1-2-3 first inning. lights taking effect. We might already be past twilight time here. It just seems to get so much earlier. The days are just shrinking rapidly on us here. September 16th. Worth 2 hits in the series. Both have been productive. Grand slam and the solo home runs here Monday night in the 8-7 11-inning win, and that's upstairs 2-0.
Summer tried to make a comeback today. High of 88 here in Philly.
It was warm. That's what I thought. Anybody gets a hold of one tonight, it's going to go. Alec Asher had Tommy John surgery when he was 14 years old. From Lakeland, Florida. He was a 4th rounder by the Rangers 3 years ago. He came over here with 5 players for Cole Hamels, Jake Diekman, a left-handed reliever, and Cash. 3-1 pitch. Worth will take it upstairs, and the Nats have their first base runner. And by the way, 25 games in a row now on base for Jason Worth.
Is that a stat that you get paid for? I mean, can you take that to arbitration?
With Billy Beane?
Yeah.
Maybe. I got this Moneyball stat for you.
Yeah. He was on base 25 straight games. All right.
Encarnacion over 40. That's crazy. Then Robinson, couple of hits, a walk in the series. Five for his last 15 as he faces the rookie here, who's 0-3 with a 10.67 ERA.
Pretty good command of the fastball right there. He's throwing some nice ones to a corner, kept it down. By the way, I'm seeing Ted Williams for the Red Sox reach base in 84 straight games. That's a record.
Wow.
July 1st through September 27th, 1949. That's a lot of days with no rest. You're standing on defense. You're on base every game.
I'm sure he was walked a lot. And a 1-2. Robinson started. Did he stop? Yes, says Todd Titchener down at third base.
What do you got right here? Ooh.
Did not go.
Did not go.
2-2 with the runner aboard, top of the second. Robinson off the glove of Darren Ruff. He's got to hustle to first. Ball picked up by Andres Blanco. And the Nats have 2 aboard here to start the second.
Well, that got tricky for a second just because Clint Robinson started to bow out for his turn, and then he realized there might be a play from second baseman Andres Blanco. So watch Robinson bullet off the bat. He sees it past Darren Ruff, and then he starts to take a turn. He bows out a little bit. Then all of a sudden he has to go, whoa, I better get in the baseline and beat this out. So a nice swing by Robinson. There goes the no-hitter. First and second. Nobody out here in the top of the second.
Time for Ian Desmond to do some damage in this series. 1 for 9. Had a base hit his final time up Monday night. And he got a front door breaking ball that dropped to the inside edge. Got a fastball and took a rip. We'll see if Asher has that slider in mind here on 0-2. Or something else to get to it. He goes slider. Good take by Ian Desmond. Robinson kept his at bat alive. Got a base hit. Now Ian does the same.
Well, he almost had to go with the slider after seeing that fastball fouled straight back, telling you Ian Desmond was on it. I don't think Clint Robinson even went that far, but Ian Desmond didn't go either.
That breaking ball was hanging a bit. This one over by the dugout. Not reachable for Darren Ruff.
On a hop, who's got it? Nice. Give it to a kid? Yes. All right, it's time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo using hashtag NatsCouchCam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast that's brought to you by T-Mobile. What, 18 games left? 18 pitchers left. Getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, game number 145 tonight. And only 6 road games left after this one. A lot of home games. Another long home stand coming up. The fastball's up and away, and the count's even 2-2. Nissan will track it.
Fastball up. Oh, you saw Cameron Rupp pull it back down. He told home plate umpire Chris Siegel it was a ball just by what he did with his glove. That was pretty blatant.
Ian Desmond getting his money's worth so far in this AB. Everything belt high or higher than that so far.
Careful up there.
Yeah, one pitch down and away. That was the 0-2.
He's on everything. He is just missing these pretty good hacks. But they're pitches that if you run down there and ask Ian Desmond right now, he wants back. There's a couple hanging sliders, a couple belt-high fastballs, and he's fouling them off. That's nothing more frustrating as a hitter when you get your pitch and foul it off.
Two on. Nobody out. And a chopper out towards short. Darno cuts it off. Ball dropped by Darren Ruff. And the bases are loaded. Low throw, but really not skipping to the first baseman. And the Nats get a big break.
Definitely take advantage of this. It's got to be E3, doesn't it?
Yep.
The chopper to Chase Darno makes a pretty good play right here. Throw not that bad. It just handcuffs Darren Ruff at the end. Watch it. I mean, that hit him in the heel of the glove. Maybe he was thinking, Carp, that he had to pick it, but the ball stayed in the air and kind of surprised him. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here in the second.
That could be quite a welcome back to the lineup for Jose Lobaton here. Hitting $195 with 14 RBIs on the year. Left-handed, he's at .212. Lobaton jacks one to right. A lot of topspin into the glove of Jeff Francoeur. 2 runners move up. And when Worth touches the plate, the Nats take the lead, and the ball really hit hard.
I like what Jose Lobato did right there. Runners in scoring position, not waiting around, getting to a 2-strike count where you have to battle right out of the gate. Hasn't played in a while, gets a first pitch strike and drills it to right field. And for a second there, you thought it was getting over Frank Core's head and everybody was going to score. But a nice at-bat by Jose Lobaton. He'll take the sac fly, and the Nats are up 1-0.
Walk, single, error, sac fly.
Yeah, played in a while, and you check in with a sac fly early, you feel like he had 3 hits already.
Michael A. Taylor, tough guy to double up. They're going to play their middle infielders. That double play depth, Galvis and Blanco. And the runner going off for first. Ian Desmond, safe. Pretty good bullet by Cameron Rupp. And Desmond swipes his 13th of the year.
Well, Cameron Rupp had to rush. Watch the jump by Ian Desmond. Just a rolling lead. Great timing, great rhythm. No chance to get him at second base. Rupp made it close with a good throw, but Desmond with a tremendous jump at first base steals his 13th, and now Michael Taylor has a chance to do some damage.
And the Phillies are going to challenge this.
Well, you're thinking when there's always a challenge that you don't see initially, and you're wondering, okay, somebody in the clubhouse saw something we did, and maybe we could look at that again and see did they clip Desmond right on the backside as he was sliding in?
Ian looking at the scoreboard, waiting for a replay to come up.
What do you got? Oh, yeah. I think they did.
It's got to be over. It's got to be conclusive to overturn it. Was his foot?
That's pretty conclusive.
Yeah.
He's out.
You kind of see a little move of that batting glove in his back pocket there.
Yeah, he's out.
So Tim Welke, the crew chief, made that call.
I mean, the throw took the tag right into Ian Desmond's backside. He's out. His foot wasn't even close to the bag. I think Ian's starting to go back to the dugout maybe. Look at. Yeah, I think he got me. I think he's walking already. He's trying to save some time.
Yeah, he has a rather inevitable look to him.
He saw it on the board. He saw exactly what we just saw.
Runners out. Quite a throw by Cameron Rupp.
Yeah. You saw the jump we showed you. Ian Desmond got a great jump, and Rupp just made up that time with a cannon to second base. Perfect throw right on the bag.
2-6 on that play. So Desmond doesn't get his 13th of the year. Nationals are trying to stay out of the double play. Now Michael A. Taylor will have to deliver with 2 outs for that second run. And it's 0-2. And now he has struck out. So that's it for the Nats. Well, you talk about an inning that looked productive, ending in a hurry. The Nats will grab one. team in the big leagues gets nominated for community service like the great Clemente did. This is his 3,000th hit, 1972 at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Stand-up double, typical line drive by one of the most exciting players you would ever see. It would be his last big league hit. He died in an aviation accident New Year's Eve, 1972, en route to deliver aid to earthquake victims in Nicaragua. An amazing career. He and Willie Mays, their eras overlap. I mean, two of the most exciting guys you would ever see in a baseball field. The great Clemente.
Amazing player, amazing humanitarian.
And congratulations to Denard Span. He's the Nationals nominee for 2015.
He sent a tweet out the other day that it was a great honor to be chosen. And we can't think of a better guy than Denard Span.
There's Gio battling with Jeff Francoeur, and it's been a good battle over the years. Francoeur 8 hits in 20 at-bats, a homer and 2 RBIs. Off speed, a beauty. That thing diving away from the right-handed batter. Then the Heat. 3 of the 4 Phillies have struck out swinging.
Gio Gonzalez going with the fastball here. Jeff Francoeur, a guy who's a good fastball hitter, a good bad ball hitter, but he ties him up with some 92 on the inside part. He can't get to it. You know, maybe you get a chance to show that steal and the tag again. Andres Blanco with a great tag. I always talk about how the ball travels faster than your hand reaching out and coming back. He did such a nice job right there letting that ball get to him. And it's a great lesson for younger players. Let the ball come to you. The ball's traveling faster than you can reach out and come back with your glove and tag. Just kind of let it come to you, catch it, and drop the tag. That was a beautiful tag by Blanco. I'll show you here in a second. We get a chance.
Darren Ruff in the series 0 for 5. He's had some success against Gio over the years. 7 for 20 with 2 home runs. No mistake, he's in the lineup tonight.
Well, let me show it to you. I mean, we always talk about tags, and there's been a lot of weird tags this year, but watch how Blanco lets the ball travel to him and put the tag down and doesn't reach out to get it. You see how he let the ball travel?
Gio with a 3-1 fastball in there.
This one right here. See how he lets the ball get there? If he reaches toward the catcher and then comes back with the tag, Ian Desmond's safe. So everything's so bang bang up here. Click click at the highest level. It's so quick. Just that little bit got Ian Desmond.
Close, and it's ball 4. Steven Strasburg walked a guy early last night. Corrected that. Dominated. See if Gio can do the same with Darnell Sweeney, the rookie coming in, who's 10 for 54 as a big leaguer.
Everybody talking about Steven Strasburg today. They're around the Phillies cage and they were taking batting practice, how he had every pitch going and it was almost unfair. Pete McCann, the Phillies manager, saying that he'd never seen so many good changeups, and that's a guy that was around Pedro Martinez for a long time in Montreal, and he was more than impressed with Strasburg.
Desmond waits for the second hop. The relay by Rendon got them both. And the Nats heading for the dugout. Little uncertainty about the play at first. Second inning over.
All right. talk of baseball and what he accomplished here last night. Just free and easy, fastball flowing, 96, 97. The changeup just ridiculous. That was the curveball. We'll show you a few changeups, but this is 13 of the 14 strikeouts last night. It seems like most of them came on the fastball, but the changeup for me was the eliminator. There's one. There's another. Maybe he names his changeup the eliminator because it was as good a change as I have ever seen last night with 14 strikeouts.
In 8 innings, 105 pitches, 77 strikes, and the 14 strikeouts, tying that career high from 2010 in his big league debut. A one-hitter with 1 walk. And then Blake Trinan on 10 pitches came out and closed it down in the 9th inning. Here's Gio. 3 for 36, a couple of RBIs on the year.
I think Clint Robinson deeped everybody because he caught the ball and went to throw it around the horn. And that's when everybody hit the brakes saying, oh, wait, that's only 2 outs?
Thank goodness, with expanded rosters, it doesn't take 4 outs to get off the field now. And Gio will pop it up to the left side for Chase Darno. He just told Bob Henley that he had room. With more on last night's Strasburg, here's tonight's Dan Coco.
Bob, here's just one final note on Steven. So of those 105 pitches that he threw, the Phillies swung and missed on 30 of them. That's the 3rd most swings and misses in the last 10 years. And it's not like Steven threw 130 pitches to get those 30 swings and misses. Just 105 pitches, 30 whiffs from the Phillies hitters.
Wow. Top of the order, Anthony Rendon. Yeah, Strasburg with that win now, 9-7.
I got a little nugget for you. Last pitcher to hold the Phillies to 1 hit while getting 14 strikeouts, Tom Seaver in 1970.
That's a terrific stat. Rendon. A lot of top spin on that one over to Chase Darno. Shows off the gun. 2 outs.
Celebrate U.S. Air Force Day delivered by UPS September 18th. Nats take on the Marlins. That's a 7:05 start. Zim approves. The United States Air Force Honor Guard color team will present our nation's colors, and members of the U.S. Air Force Band will perform our national anthem and God Bless America. Visit nationals.com to purchase your tickets right now.
Citizens Bank Park, where the Phillies are averaging just over 24,000 a game. We've had crowds of 15,402 and 15,325 announced for this series so far. Escobar hit the ball on the button to the backhand side. Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, took a hit away first time up. It's a big breaking ball. It's 1-1. Three-year-old Alec Asher. And that one looked like a strike for a while, ended up way outside.
Got to go back to that slider after that fastball. See if he does
it. And a 1-2. Swing and a miss and a tag. Nats are gone in the 3rd, and the rookie impressive so far, giving up 1 run on 1 hit. First pitch from Gio, bottom of the third, a swing and a miss by Chase d'Arnaud. 28-year-old brother of Travis, the Mets catcher, just called up in this series and at the big league level, 0 for 2. Gio shows him a high fastball. 7-8 9 for the Phillies here. d'Arnaud, Cameron Rupp the catcher, and then Alec Asher. Bringing that breaking ball around. Gio feeling good about it. Not afraid to throw it to righties. Boring down and in on them.
d'Arnaud choking way up on the bat, trying to put the ball in play with 2 strikes. He is ready to play some pepper. I don't know if I've seen a guy choke up this far this year. Look at how far up he is. Way up there.
Didn't help him on that changeup. 85 fading away. 7 outs for Gio. 4 swinging strikeouts.
Well, it actually hurt him because this ball's away and he couldn't reach it. Watch how far he's choked up on, and then the ball's outside and he runs out of bat. So choking up's a good thing sometimes, but when you're trying to reach a pitch on the other side of the plate, it could hinder contact. I don't think Michael Taylor chokes up even close to that. That was a good 3 inches. He just took a 34-inch bat and made it a 31-inch bat.
Cameron Rupp, the catcher, started the game on Monday night. Had a 3rd inning single, scored on a Freddie Galvis hit. Up the middle, right through Gio and into center field. Ball kind of short hopping Gio on the upslope of the mound, and it got through.
Yeah, right back at Gio Gonzalez. Couldn't get his glove down in time. I mean, that would have been a great play.
Asher, 3 career at bats, 2 strikeouts. Pulls it back, strike 1.
What's the Fanatic doing right now? What's he up to? Oh, little hug for the young man. I like it.
It's a city of brotherly love.
Leave him hanging. Seriously, I could watch him between every pitch the whole game. I mean, if there's something shiny to my left between pitches, I'd watch it too, but I really like watching the Fanatic.
Taking a stab at that one and missing. Alec Asher, no balls, or rather 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out here. 3rd inning. During the 4th at New York, no score. Marlins Mets. Adam Conley, Bartola Colon. Nats will see Jared Kozar tomorrow night with Tanner Roark going. Some rematches from that series in Miami. And then Mr. Fernandez on Friday night. See how good he is on the road, huh?
16-0 to start his career at home. Not too shabby.
2-2. Swing and a miss. First time through the order with 5 strikeouts. The Phillies go 1 for 8 with a base on balls.
Time for Toyota K's for Kids. Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season. Pete McCannon didn't like what he was seeing on the bunt attempt, so he took it off with 2 strikes. And Asher couldn't put it in play.
Freddie Galvis on a pitch in the dirt, struck out. Starting the 1st. Gio working that changeup in really well right now. We've seen it 82, 85, and that was 84.
You'd think with an open stance, the obvious thing would think, throw him away. He can't get there.
I guess whether it's a big leg kick or open like him, when you get that front foot down is the main thing.
Yeah,
right?
but I always thought that a guy that's open, you throw him inside because he's closing up as he starts his swing. So now he's blocking himself off to the inside pitch. You can see Galvis right there thinking pull all the way, and Gio dropped a nice changeup. Another one.
And he got a piece of it out into right center. Bryce Harper coming on. He'll reach up and grab it. So he'll bring the baseball in and come in with his teammates and grab a bat. Bryce has had a great series. 5 hits, 3 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 walks. Nats lead 1-0. Harper next.
Cheesesteaks. Check out this guy right here. He is getting after it like he's going to the electric chair. And that's Rocky's younger brother right here that thought kickboxing was better than boxing. Look at them just dominating some cheesesteaks. I had one today.
Cheesesteak row over there.
Yeah, still paying for it.
On to the 4th. Harper, Worth, and Robinson. He gets the first pitch slider. It's low. He was ahead in the count, 3-1. Sharply hit ground ball to Andres Blanco in a 1-2-3 first inning. 91.
That guy on the end that was crushing the cheesesteak, did you see him drop a piece? And when he went 5-second rule, I mean, he grabbed it real quick and then just threw it in his mouth. Some of the steak drop.
It's an art here. It
Yeah.
really is. I see some of our fans doing the same thing with half smokes down in D.C.
Without a doubt.
And tomorrow night they get a chance. In fact, for the next 10 days. Actually, one off day in there. Way upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Show me fastball to get back to the change. He didn't throw that change up down the way that Bryce just cued down the third baseline. That was just to change his eyes, and that's how you think as a hitter. But you still have to be ready for the fastball. See if he goes with that change outside. Fastball.
Yeah, up and away with 94. 4 strikeouts for Alec Asher, and he's retired. One of the league's hottest hitters twice. Nissan will track it.
Maybe Bryce had a little of that change in his mind. You see his swing just a hair tardy right there, and that's a ball that if he catches out front, he knows he can hit, but you see it's by him. That's the effect that changeup for strike 2 had on him.
Worth a walk and a run scored first time. And he crushes one to left. See you later. Jason Worth, 3rd home run of this series. 6th RBI against the Phils here at the bank.
You just wonder what the guy could have done if he was healthy all season long. I mean, we talked about it a million times. He's one of the best hitters in the National League the last couple of years. Just hasn't put it all together till right now. It's the first time he's been healthy all year. I should say healthy-ish. His bat looks as quick as ever in this series against the Phils.
He scored both runs, 2-0 Washington. Robinson and Desmond the next 2, and Clint will take one to the outside edge. That's the 6th home run Alec Asher has given up in just about 18 major league innings.
Boy, he is getting to that fastball up and in, maybe better than I've ever seen him. You know, usually when he's locked in, he's going to right center. He'll pull a curveball to left. But for him to be taking these fastballs right at his left armpit and hitting them out.
And Clint Robinson, a high fly ball to right center for Jeff Francoeur. Jason Worth, by the way, on the heels of Ryan Zimmerman making it to 200 home runs a couple of weeks ago, has 4 to go.
Watch where this pitch is. Up and in, maybe just up. But still, the quick bat, the short stroke, the barrel to the baseball. Another Worthquake here in Philadelphia. 3rd one of the series. Shake and bake.
Here's Ian Desmond.
That's slow. The one he hit out the other night was 108, wasn't it? To the middle left center.
Counts even 1-1. Marlins have scored a run in the 4th inning at New York.
They are killing the Mets 1-0.
Desmond stop. Looked like he did. Danger count here. And he gets the call near the outside edge. Ian reaches, hits it to Freddie Galvis. Well, Jason Worth gets booed and then sends a line drive to the seats and left. Bang. His 10th of the year RBI, number 37. Well, Gio's in a hurry tonight. Bottom of the fourth underway. Umpire's supposed to hold the pitchers. And they're just jumping the gun on us a little bit tonight. Ball was fouled off to the right. Here's Andres Blanco and a swing and a miss. 0-2. Gio's first 3 innings, 40 pitches, 27 strikes. A walk erased on a double play and 1 single up the middle. A couple of times tonight he's gone 0-2 and then shown him the fastball up.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. That's brought to you by Miller Lite. That could be the Miller moment. Stay tuned. No, you will.
And 2 pitch again. There's that breaking ball. Popped over the mound, and Ian Desmond, even if he grabs it bare hand, no chance to get the speedy Andres Blanco.
Gio stretched really high up there for that. I think he might have felt something, and that ball had some English on it, so when it hits on the other side of the mound, it spins away from Ian Desmond. That's how come he didn't have a chance, but maybe a funny landing for Gio off the mound, and then you see the English kicking back toward third base. Desmond had no chance. Good try by both players.
Aaron Altair, strikeout victim number 2, his first time up. That's a good heater. To the outside edge, low 90s. Right-handed batter with good speed. And Gio drops a wicked curveball on it.
Remember last time he had him 1-2. He went fastball up after the curveball for strike 2, then back to the fastball for strike 3. So we'll see if Gio decides to go elevated fastball here and go back to the curve, or he just goes right to the curve.
Say hello to Uncle Charlie, but it gets away. And they're going to wave the runner back from second base because there was evidently some sort of interference on the part of the hitter.
Well, you could hear Chris Siegel say backswing interference.
Yeah.
And the ball is dead. The runner has to go back to first. As soon as that bat hits Jose Lobaton, the play is dead. So watch. Backswing. It's Lobaton, play is dead right there. And in Chris Siegel's judgment, because that hit Jose Lobaton, he couldn't get out to get the ball. There was contact, and Andres Blanco goes back to first. Big break for the Nets.
Yeah, keeps a runner out of scoring position. 1-on-1 out, Jeff Francoeur the hitter. So for Gio, strikeout number 6. Marlins have upped their lead now, 2-0, 5th inning at New York. Inside the numbers with Gio. Look at his last 14 starts. compared to the first 13. Record not that much different. ERA lots of difference. They're not hitting them like they did earlier. Walks are down, strikeouts are up. Jeep, great numbers on Gio's turnaround. 1-2 pitch with one out. Francoeur hits it right straight back. Swing and a miss on 93. So 2 more Ks this inning, 7 in the game.
I don't know what it is. Maybe the quick arm from Gio Gonzalez tonight, but the 93 is looking like Steven Strasburg's 97 tonight. It's got some late giddy up. There's a lot of rotation to it, and the Phillies hitters have been late most of the night. So playing a few clicks higher than 93, it would seem, based on reading some Phillies swings.
Not a whole lot for the outfield yet. And that's just fine. 2 of the 3 outs and a double play ball off the bat of Darnell Sweeney last inning. Darren Ruff pulls this one foul. He was the Phillies' first base runner when he walked with 1 out, 2nd inning. Jam him here.
Coming in hot. Or maybe he's just setting up in there as a decoy. We'll see. And they're coming in hot.
And that ball leaves even hotter. This is a monster home run. Darren Ruff hits his 3rd career homer on Gio Gonzalez to tie this game at
2. It's a small thing, but it could be a big thing right here. We talk about how Jose Lobaton on throwovers kind of sets up in the opposite position. That was a hold by Gio Gonzalez. Lobaton was set up in there. Timeout was called. Maybe, just maybe, Darren Ruff looked at where Jose Lobaton was setting up while Gio Gonzalez stepped off and knew they were going in there, cheated to the fastball and hit it a ton. I pointed that out, I don't know, about a month ago, huh? When Jose's catching, there's a throw over. Sometimes he'll set up in a different spot. That time it backfired because he set up in the same spot.
That's only the 8th home run Gio's given up all year, and it's a big one. Ties this one up, 4th inning. Here we go. It'll be Lobatone, Taylor, Gio, top of the 5th. 61 pitches, 39 strikes so far by the rookie Alex Asher. Lobatone, one of the RBIs, a line drive sac fly in the 2nd. Hitters count. He drills it to left. Jose Lobatone, 2 productive at bats tonight. Get something going toward the bottom of the order.
Let me show you what I was talking about. So Gio Gonzalez, this was not a throw over. He just held the ball on the pitch before the rough homer. So look where Lobatone set up. And now Gio Gonzalez is going to step off. And then you see Ruff kind of peek out of the corner of his eye. He knew that Lobatone was setting up in. So a lot of times Jose on a called throw over set up the opposite of where he's going to set up for the next pitch. But because Gio Gonzalez held it so long and Ruff called timeout, he knew where that pitch was coming based on Gio stepping off and where Lobatone was. He cheated the fastball in and hit it a mile.
That ball was crushed.
That step off might have cost Gio the home run.
Michael A. Taylor takes one at the knee, struck out swinging first time up right after the Philadelphia challenge that got a stolen base call reversed with Ian Desmond running back in the 2nd. And he will drill one to left. Great opportunity for Gio Gonzalez to step in, lay down a bunt, give his ball club a chance to go right back on top by a couple. Michael A. Taylor, 2nd hit in 11 at bats this series.
And nice job of staying on the slider right down the middle, stays through it, drills it to left. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. And the bunt, ideally right here, should go to Chase Darno at 3rd base, make him field it. And Jose Lobatone walks into 3rd.
Gio on the year, 8 sacrifice bunts. Most on the staff. That time requested by the catcher. He will just deaden it right in front of the plate. That's perfect. Pitcher to 2nd baseman. Lobatone to 3rd, Taylor to 2nd.
Get it done early. Do it on the first pitch. Now Anthony Rendon has a chance to drive in a pair.
Very well done by Gio. 9th sacrifice bunt of the year. Rendon and Escobar now 2 shots to get the Nats their lead back. Rendon 0 for 2 with a strikeout called in the 1st and a bouncing ball to 3rd in the 3rd.
Phillies infield back. Anything up the middle scores a run.
Rendon letting that ball get deep. He turns on one and hooks it foul.
So if you're Jose Lobatone, you're on 3rd right now. Bob Henley will lean in your ear and say, okay, we're going to go here and we're going to go here, but we're not going here, not going here, and back to the pitcher as well. So as a runner at 3rd, you have to read it. You have to know the ground ball is going to short, going to second, and it's not as easy as you would think with the angle you have coming down the line at third.
0-2 with one out. Rendon serves it up the middle. Lobaton is home. Here comes Taylor. Throw cut off, and Michael A. Taylor stopped. Something happened. He's in a rundown now, and he's going to be tagged out. I'm not sure I've ever seen a runner stop that far past third base when the throw was cut off, and the Nats will only get one run.
Was there contact, though, with Cameron Rupp? Michael Taylor went into third base slowly, and I think he was surprised that Bob Henley sent him. But then in the rundown, Cameron Rupp crossed the line, and if there was any contact with Michael Taylor, it's interference, and you get the next base, Taylor would score. And I've seen runners intentionally run into a guy in a rundown to get that extra base, to get out of the rundown. And I don't know why he stopped, because he had it easy. See him kind of slow down right there. Maybe it's his knee. And I don't know why he stops. You see Bob Henley didn't know either. But watch right here. You get contact right there, you get home. And it's all he had to do was run into Rupp a little more obviously, and that would have been a run.
I've got that one 8-1, 2-5-1. Taylor retired between third and home, and the Nats have a one-run lead, not two. But Escobar could get that second run in as Rendon took second on the throw. He will do just that to right center. And a ball plugs the gap, gets by Altair. Escobar into second base. And his 156th hit delivers a big run for the Nats. Two-run lead back in play.
Well, rewind a little bit. Beautiful piece of hitting by Anthony Rendon, lost in the whole Michael Taylor breakdown of the pickle and not scoring at third. So nice job, Anthony Rendon, putting in play hard with two strikes. And now Yunel Escobar picking up his teammate with two outs, going into the gap with a double that scores Anthony Rendon. It makes it a 4-2 game. Clutch hit by Yunel Escobar, 23rd double of the season.
4 hits in the inning and a sacrifice. So the only batter Asher has retired was trying to make an out. And here's Bryce Harper. 4-6-0 Nats, 2-3-1 Phils. And Harper drills one to center. Escobar coming around third. Throw coming home. It gets through, and Escobar is out.
I thought his foot got in there. I'm going to tell you right now.
At least he's called out. I think Matt Williams may be getting ready to challenge something here.
And I think the Phillies know. And I think Cameron Ruff knows. I think his foot gets in there easily, right? I mean, we got a good vantage point right here. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty obvious. That's a run.
Yeah, it didn't look like his foot bounced up and missed the plate.
And Jason Worth has got a good look. He was saying safe, and then watch his foot get right on the plate right there, and the tag kind of goes over his leg. That's going to be reversed, you'd think, but who knows?
If it is, it's Bryce Harper's 91st RBI.
And I said it the other night, Carp, Jason Worth with 3 home runs in the series is why Bryce Harper got pitched to with first base open and 2 outs right there. He's got tremendous protection behind him in the former Worth.
And to say lukewarm is putting it mildly, the reaction by the Philly fans when they saw the replay on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Rupp just dove right over Escobar's foot.
Call made by Chris Siegel, the home plate umpire, who was on your left there. Tim Welke has to keep running in from second base on these challenges. He's the crew chief. And if this is reversed, the Nats will lead 5-2 with some really clutch 2-out hitting. Little surprised it's taking this long.
Well, we've seen they don't like to show up their brethren unless it's more than obvious to overturn a call.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get robots in New York. Can they look at replays?
Headsets coming off. Runner is out. They are ruling Escobar did not get to the plate, and the Nats cannot believe it.
I told you, they like to show up their brothers, man.
It's a short trip from New York to Philly. Bottom of the fifth underway. Gio Gonzalez a strike to Chase Darno. Matt Williams just blew his top in between innings in the Nats dugout. He just can't believe that was not overturned.
Well, maybe his foot didn't hit the plate is the only thing I think that New York could have come up with.
The Nats got 5 hits in that inning with a sacrifice and lost 2 runners between third and home.
I think the story in that play is that Yunel Escobar did not look healthy to me running home. He was taking forever coming around third, and you're wondering if something's going on with his lower half.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And Gio, a perfect changeup, down and away. Strikeout number 8. Let's see his trip around the bases.
So Bryce Harper with another great swing, and then look at Escobar kind of laboring coming around third. And he could be tired this time of year. He could be banged up. But either way, I still think he beat it. Maybe his foot didn't hit the plate. That's all they could have possibly come up with.
Number 8 hitter, the catcher Cameron Rupp.
Keep an eye on that if Bryce Harper ends up with 99 RBI.
Perfect fastball, 92 to the outer edge. And the big curveball that's hit up the middle for a base hit. 4th hit, Gio's given up all of them in the last 3 innings, and they will pinch hit for the pitcher.
Calvin Coolidge, we got so many bobbleheads. We have bobbleheads for everybody. First 25,000 fans at least. That's sponsored by the White House Historical Association. September 21st, Nats 705 star. Visit nationals.com to purchase your ticket for another bobblehead. Calvin Coolidge, Silent Cal. Maybe the other Silent Cal will be in the yard since we're playing the O's.
Eric Kratz will be the hitter. There's Hector Neris, who will take over after this pinch hitting appearance by the veteran right-handed hitting catcher, who's 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. And by the way, we've been told by New York that there was insufficient evidence to turn it over, as in their words, they saw his foot above home plate. So that's what you mentioned. The only possible way they could have seen that play and not reversed it. And Kratz will go to right field for a base hit. I mean, everything is singles flying around this ballpark right now for both ball clubs, and they've got 2 on, 1 out. Gio's teammates, with the help of his bunt, have put him back on top. He's got to get Freddie Galvis here. Blanco on deck, couple of switch hitters, contact guys, and a good breaking ball in for a strike. Fast and furious the swings here for both ball clubs in the 5th inning.
So it was either Brian Gorman, Mark Carlson, Mike Guerrero, and Chip Gibson, or fielding coverage Jim Lemons, Paul Schreiber, and Manny Gonzalez. One of those 2 crews is on the replay for that.
Meanwhile, in New York, something good did happen. The Marlins just scored another run, 3-0, 6th inning. And the 0-2 breaking ball taken by Galvis. One-two pitch, and the big hook, and a big bounce. Escobar, double clutch, got his man at second. Runner passing by, a lot of things going on that play. 2 outs. For the achiever in you, PNC Bank. With our minor league report, we look at what the Potomac Nationals were doing on the mound this year, with Reynaldo Lopez leading the way. Lucas Giolito wasn't there all year. His roommate, Nick Pivetta, got traded to the Phillies for Jonathan Papelbon and Tyler Mapes. Matthew Spann. Guys striking out hitters at High A Potomac.
Hashtag Spanning.
Fanning.
Yeah.
Well, that was close at second base.
Thanks for that, Dr. Seuss.
After Escobar tried to get a handle on that ball, and now it's up to Blanco with 2 outs. Moving way inside, Lobaton. Ball was up a bit, and Blanco couldn't get to it.
But are you with me, though? The way the Phillies hitters are swinging at the Gio Gonzalez fastball, it looks like it's 98. Minus Darren Ruff, who really clicked that one, but I think he knew he was coming fastball in, cheated to get to it, and that's why that happened.
Two Nats, bottom of the 5th. 78, it stayed up and away. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
Well, Jose Lobaton tried to frame this, but it was a ball. See him kind of hold it there, and might have deked Gio too with a good frame. Well, this is a pitch you want to finish the at-bat with. You don't want to give Freddie Galvis a head start, 3-2 on first.
He's going on the 2-2. And Blanco getting a piece of it to stay alive. Two on, two out. Swing and a miss on 93 upstairs. And now Gio's on the verge of a double-digit strikeout night. That was number 9.
Game summary brought to you by Cox. It's your sports device on any device. Cox, game on. 4-2 as we head to the top of the 6th. Jason Worth, solo homer, his 10th. Anthony Rendon, RBI single. Gio Gonzalez been doing his thing. 77 pitches, 9 strikeouts, just 1 walk. Let's go back to the 4th inning. Jason Worth, his 10th home run of the year, his 3rd of the series. A fastball right down the middle. A handshake for Bob Henley at 3rd. Lots of hair bouncing all over the place. And Jason Worth is locked in, and he is looking for another one right here against Hector Neris.
26-year-old right-hander from the Dominican. He pitched a scoreless 7th inning here on Monday night, but gave up hits to Rendon and walked Bryce Harper. Struck out Jason Worth in that frame. That's a slider that skips into the mid of Cameron Rupp.
You want random thoughts right now? How many plays at the plate before replay were safe just like that one? And how many players ended up with 100 RBIs instead of 99 because there wasn't replay? And they talk about all the different things that have happened throughout the course of baseball, messing with record books. Well, you could point to a play like that where there's, he's safe. Or, you know, there's no replay there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just shows how the game has changed.
They're loose. Jason Worth to left center. See you later. About 2/3 of the way up. And he's making Citizens Bank Park look like a bandbox. 4 homers, 7 RBIs in this series. And they might get a chance to boo him 2 more times tonight.
I think that's Holland. Jason Worth locked in. Shake and bake.
Wow.
Nats fans with a standing O. 5-2.
Glenn Robinson, a swing and a miss.
That was a bomb, folks.
The Nationals have hit 8 homers here in just over 2.5 games.
Boys are loose. Let's see it again. Jason Worth's second home run tonight. Yeah, he's not missing those right now, folks. Fastball right down Broad Street. And it hits halfway up the bleachers in left center. Defoe's thinking, I want to get in this game and hit one like that. The ball was pulverized.
And Robinson with the ball foul. So Jason Worth now 197 career. That was roasted.
Disgraced.
Pummeled. And Robinson with a good swing, a ball tailing away from the center fielder. He took what appeared to be an easy swing and just one hop the 374 mark. And Clint Robinson is 2 for 3. We thought the ball would be flying here tonight. Warmer day in Philly, as FP said, high 80s. And then at game time, 83, warmest of the 3 days here.
It looked like a hanging changeup, hanging split. And Clint Robinson does a nice job of backing that ball up, let it travel deep, and hitting it the other way. And have a little backspin, a little jump. 14th double of the year for Mr. Robinson.
Ian Desmond 0 for 2. Has reached on an errand and bounced out to the shortstop. Nobody out here. And that will do more than advance the runner. That'll send Robinson in. Desmond tees off his 53rd RBI. And the Nats are hitting it all over Citizens Bank Park. 2 more runs here in the 6th.
'26th double of the year for Ian Desmond. Good chance of ending up with 30 doubles. Always a nice mark to hit. Look at him stay back right there, almost like he knew it was coming. He was sitting on it, not out in front a bit, was he? Drilled it to the gap. 6-2 Nats. Line is moving, folks.
Bob McClure, the pitching coach, out to the mound and not really buying time. Nobody up in the Philly bullpen. So look at the Nats box. Pretty busy. Last 3 innings. 2 for 2 Worth. Couple of home runs. A walk his first time up. Robinson's 2 for 3. This is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last 9 batters, 1 out's been made by a hitter, and that was Gio Sacrifice. Everything else base hits.
Hit hard too.
Yeah. Jose Lobaton started that frame in the 5th by slicing a base hit to left.
I'm telling you, if I'm the Mets, and this is based on experience in the minor leagues and the major leagues, if this thing gets to 5.5, I get tight. And that's the only way I get tight, if it gets to 5.5. And I'm talking quick style, the next 2 or 3 days.
Going to get it to 7.5 tonight. That'll be out of play. Nice grab and a nice grab.
Because all of a sudden you have a team that's playing up to its potential, its ability, because they're loose. They're just free and easy. They're swinging. They're not thinking about anything. We're seeing them for the first time in a long time have fun in the dugout. There's smiles. There's all kinds of high fives going on. And so now you're just playing nice and easy. You're not gripping. You're not pressing. And if you can get to 5.5, the other team starts to grip and they start to press. And then it could get fun. I know it's a reach, but it's not impossible.
2-2 to Lobaton. Went after a high changeup. So the Nats through 4 innings had 2 hits. With nobody out in the 6th, they now have 10. Three and 2. Inside, you heard Chris Siegel say. Great take on a changeup. First and second, nobody out. Michael A. Taylor.
Line is moving.
The last batter, not a pitcher, to make an out was Ian Desmond with a ground ball in the 4th inning. Still nobody throwing in the Phillies bullpen. Now they're going to get somebody up. Phone finally rang out there. Taylor to the left side. Darno, Blanco, and they turn a 5-4-3. Ian Desmond ends up at third base, 2 down.
Check out the hit speed. 109 on the 448-foot home run off the bat of Jason Worth. Jose Lobaton getting some high fives for the walk. Gio's due for his once-a-year home run. And I think one of his years was here, wasn't it?
I believe so. Houston rings a bell. Wrigley maybe. He tees off on one, and that's out to Aaron Altair in center field. Another good inning for the Nats, though. The Worth homer, the Robinson double, Ian Desmond drove him home. Extra base hits keep coming from Worth and his teammates. 6-2. Your local BMW centers. Right field corner cam here at the bank. Nats are slugging tonight, 6-10-0, 2-5-1 for the Phillies. This one going bottom 6, 3-4-5 for Philadelphia.
DC Lexus dealers, they're donating $250 to the Children's National Health System for every home run Jason Worth and the rest of the guys hit this season. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
Aaron Altair has struck out twice. So Gio starts him with a fastball. Struck him out to end a 1-2-3 first. And he struck him out for the first out, fourth inning. K's number 2 and 6. Gio had 9 strikeouts at Citi Field in a 1-0 win over the Mets May 2nd. 2 starts ago, 10 when he beat the Braves 8-2. That was only in 6 innings. Saw Justin DeFreitas in the bullpen for the Phils. Left side. Escobar over to cut it off. Took his time, and the runner almost beat it. Altair out by an eyelash at first.
Seeing if Pete McCann's going to challenge. He's not, but we challenge you. Get your membership back for the 2016 season. With Nats Plus, enjoy the best seats in the house at the best price, access to private on-field events, and so much more. Membership gives you year-round Nationals experience. Go to nationals.com/Nats Plus and join right now.
Jeff Francoeur's next. Unreachable.
So the Nats have 160 home runs times 250 is $40,000 this year that Lexus has donated. That's pretty cool. I actually did the math right.
I saw you pull out the abacus.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. So
now called the calculator.
I didn't pull that out.
0-2.
That's foul.
Best play-by-play call ever. Phillies box score. 2-run homer by Darren Ruff, the big blow. That was after a leadoff infield hit by Andres Blanco back in the 4th inning. Their other hits back-to-back by Rupp and Kratz. 8 and 9 last inning. Gio able to set them down and now enjoying a 4-run lead.
Jeff Francoeur is swinging as soon as it leaves Gio Gonzalez's hand. Don't throw him a strike.
152 career homers. Now the entire bet from Mercedes-Benz, and Jeff Francoeur's had a lot of these in his career. You get him 0-2, you don't have to throw a strike. In this case, it's 1-2.
Take him one pitch, that green one under number 6. That's it.
And Gio's changeup low and away. Had him reaching. Lobaton picks it off. Has it been called a trap? Looks like the ball must have hit the ground.
Yeah, it hopped into his glove. Little short hop. Jeff Francoeur going extendo swing, trying to keep the at-bat alive, and he does.
Francoeur, a swing and a miss, and another net into double-digit strikeout territory tonight. Gio Francoeur 3 times, and that's number 10. equaling his season high.
Well, he saw him chase the changeup before down away, and what does he do? He goes changeup again. This one further down and further away for strike 3.
Again, not a whole lot for the outfield to do tonight. They picked up a couple of hits. 13th career 10 strikeout game for Gio. On the ball down and away. The home run guy, Darren Ruff, fouls it out of play. He has walked and hit a 2-run towering homer out to left center that looked like for a moment had a chance to get to the upper deck. Did he go? No swing, says Mike Everett. There's the big hook, and it just did stay outside. 3-2.
I'm telling you, if we turned the gun off tonight, you couldn't see the velocity. You'd think he was throwing 97. The only reason you don't is because you're seeing 92, 93, but he's got some serious giddy up late.
And Gio just totally loses the release point on that one. And Ruff is on for the 3rd time.
All right, here's your T-Mobile fan photo. Gail Solomon, thanks a lot. Looks like she's got a souvenir. That's definitely at Nats Park in the left field bleachers. Thanks for the photo. And thanks for photo bombing her, that girl in the back. Tweet your strongest fan photo, hashtag Nats Couch Cam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast that's brought to you by T-Mobile.
Darnell Sweeney at right field. It's going to move Bryce Harper to the track. Bryce has it. 6th inning over. So we'll see how many bullets Matt Williams thinks Gio has left. 4-run lead.
Anthony Rendon, an RBI knock his last time up, and over his last 10 games, he's really started getting into the swing of things, so to speak, hitting .395 with an OPS over 1,000 in those last 10 games. I asked hitting coach Rick Schuh what he thinks Rendon has maybe done to improve things a little bit at the plate, and while part of it might be Rendon just kind of getting into a comfort zone the more that he works back from injury, Schuh said that he's also made some adjustments from a mechanical standpoint. He had been slumped in his posture a little bit prior to this recent stretch, and so his first move was kind of pulling up out of that stance. Now Schuh has Rendon standing more upright, and he says that his barrel is getting more direct to the ball. So you look at Rendon's posture as he steps in, that back is straight. Rick Schuh likes that posture from his infielder.
Yeah, couple that with the bat speed, and he is on time. So that's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Rendon 1 for 3 with an RBI single last time. And that one is right into him from Justin DeFreitas, who just came in.
I was about to tell you what Dan was talking about there, but Anthony Rendon hit by the pitch. Free base runner for the Nats, leading off the 7th.
Yunel Escobar 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He's hit the ball hard twice. 0 for 1 career against Justin DeFreitas. Showed bunt, got Chase Darno on the move. Just into the 9 o'clock hour here. BCFB and DK, the Nats, trying to make it a 4-2 road trip after losing the first 2 games in Miami. And coming home to face the Marlins for 4 this weekend, starting behind Tanner Roark tomorrow night. It is the bottom of the 7th now in New York. Marlins 3, Mets nothing. Escobar 4 hits, a walk, and now 3 RBIs in the series.
But I mean, what Dan was talking about, maybe the next time Anthony comes up, maybe we'll do it tomorrow against the Marlins, is when your back is upright and straight in the batter's box, it frees your hands up to go directly down to the baseball. But if your chest is kind of leaning out over the plate, now you're more rotational and you have a natural uppercut in your swing because your chest is out over. I'll demonstrate it to you. But if you're standing up straight, you're right here, straight down to the baseball. But if your chest is leaning out over, now you have a loop in your swing. And you have a tendency to get around the baseball, hook ground balls, hit pop-ups to the right side. It makes your swing longer. And it's something you really don't even notice as a hitter until somebody points it out to you. You say, oh yeah, I'm starting to lean over the plate too much.
Well, you get, and not that Rendon will this year because he was hurt, but a guy who will usually get 600 at bats during the season. You're not going to be setting up the same every time. I can see where those habits could come in, and you don't even know until somebody points it out. And now Escobar turns it into a good at bat.
Well, check out Anthony Rendon, and this is what Dan's talking about. He's upright here. Now your hands go straight to the baseball. But if you're leaning, if your chest is leaning out over the plate, it's more of a around the ball swing. But you see how he's right to the baseball, and his chest and his upper body aren't in the way. So you're real free with your hands when your posture is straight up and down. Might be a little tip for you younger hitters to try out, tinker with in the cage.
Swing and a miss on a big curveball by DeFreitas for the first out, 7th inning. Next 5 ball games, the Marlins will be at Nationals Park tomorrow night. Jared Cozart and Tanner Roark will rematch. And Jose Fernandez and Max Scherzer. How about that? For Friday night. 4 o'clock game because of Faith Day after the game on Saturday, and then a 1:30 game on Sunday. And the Orioles are in for 3 night games. Bryce Harper 1 for 3. Interesting note. Second time in franchise history, the Nats have had 3 consecutive games with a player having a multi-homer game. Worth did it twice Monday. Bryce last night. Worth 2 tonight. Back in 2010, Adam Dunn, Ryan Zimmerman, and then Dunn again did it at Arizona and Dodger Stadium on 3 consecutive days. Bryce 1 for 3 tonight. Would be RBI single up the middle last time, but they threw out Escobar at the plate. And the 0-1 high in the air, right center. Can the ballpark hold it? No, it's gone. And Bryce Harper has 4 homers in this series. And that's number 40, second highest total ever for a Nat, behind the 46 of Soriano back in 06.
Welcome to the 40 home run club, Bryce Harper. And it might have been the highest home run he's hit all year, a towering drive out here. And I'll tell you what, if these two could have been healthy back-to-back all season doing what they're doing, Bryce Harper is getting pitched to in this series because Jason Worth has 4 home runs. And he is feasting on Phillies pitching, just like his buddy with the long hair hitting right behind him.
So Bryce Harper and Jason Worth have combined for 8 home runs in this series. Amazing.
He hit 37 in the first game, and you said he might hit his 40th before we leave. You nailed it. He just did.
0-1 pitch, low and away, counts even. Bryce's RBI total shoots up to 92. 75th extra base hit, 103 miles an hour, almost straight up.
All those numbers are great, but that's 40 home runs. But that's not an easy thing to do at this level.
Now Worth goes deep to right center, and Frank Gore will catch it. Every ball that goes in the air, you think they're going to do it again. 2 outs.
I thought that was gone.
And the Philly fans desperate for something to cheer for, loudly clapping for a long fly ball out.
Check out Bryce's home run, straight up. I mean, you can't hit it any higher than this. And he took a look at this one too. And the ball carrier, warm night. About 2 rows out of here, the guy in the throwback jersey makes the play.
Steve Carlton.
Steve Carlton, nice play. He's a right-handed Steve Carlton.
Here's Clint Robinson.
40 home runs.
8-2 Nationals.
If you don't vote for Bryce Harper for MVP, you haven't been watching baseball this summer.
Or you have another agenda.
It's just that simple. Yeah.
Glenn Robinson in the air to right.
That's gone.
Jeff Francoeur. 2 runs on 1 hit. We arrive at the Hyundai 7th inning stretch. 8 home runs worth of hugs right there. Bryce Harper is going to sign an exchange ball for the gentleman who caught that 40th home run out there. So he's going to give up a game ball and get one signed by Bryce Harper.
And he had it. He just threw it to Ian Desmond. Ian Desmond just threw it in the Nats dugout.
Fair switch.
And they switched out balls. Now Bryce Harper has his 40th home run ball safely in the Nats dugout. That was cool.
Spinning foul ball off the bat of Chase d'Arnaud. Gio's still out there, 98th pitch. He has a 6-run lead to work with, so Matt Williams will turn him loose for another inning here. Gio's gone at least 6 for the 17th time this year. Now he's trying to go 7 or more for the 6th timeout. 0-1. Top of the 8th at New York. Marlins 3, Mets nothing.
Tater Club. Tater, tater, tater.
8-1 series between the two of them.
Jason Worth is taking that hit in 4th seriously, isn't he? So forget Larry Leadoff. I'm going deep.
So we'll see who might beat out who for Player of the Week in the National League. Gio at 100. Swing and a miss, down and away. Number 11, a new season high. d'Arnaud 3 times. Nissan will track it.
Well, Steven Strasburg with 14 last night. Gio Gonzalez with 11 and counting here tonight.
So he's had 11 tonight, 10 recently, and then 9 earlier.
Yeah, 10-2 starts ago, 11 tonight.
Cameron Rupp, 2 for 2. Singles up the middle. They only have one right-hander left on the bench, Carlos Ruiz. He is not on deck. It's one of their lefty swingers. That's a fastball that misses low and away. Not much Pete McCann can do about the power show he's witnessing tonight. Wow. You know, I know the Phillies are building for the future, and they picked up a couple of young players. Altair's made it to the major leagues in their organization. They picked up Darnell Sweeney in a deal. But if you're going to play in this ballpark and be competitive, they've got to get pitching. They always had great pitching in those years, even with the great lineups we used to talk about. So Bogusevic, who you just saw, will come up with 2 outs.
Winterfest is coming December 12th and 13th, Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Tickets are on sale now. Early bird prices available. You can meet your favorite Nats player. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. So 2 days this year instead of 1. That is going to be awesome. Go to nationals.com/NatsWinterfest and get your tickets right now.
Right-hander Nefi Ogando will pitch the 8th for the Phils. Bogusevic 2 for 3 with a home run as a pinch hitter. And he has never faced Gio Gonzalez. He's 1 for 8 in this series.
It's a Fanatic up 2 in the background.
2-0.
What a smiles on the people's faces behind him.
The ability to do that when your team's getting beaten by 6 runs.
And having a rough season, he still makes you come out to the yard and laugh. People taking pictures of him. He's a rock star here in Philly. Look at that. Everybody got their phones out.
I've heard he cannot walk down the street here without being recognized.
He can't. He hasn't paid for a dinner here in years. Looks like he could miss a few, though. Wouldn't hurt him.
Big curveball from Gio. He goes 7, and for the strikeouts, that's a dozen. That's if hit well, but he has really pitched well tonight. It is the city of brotherly love. And everybody enamored in the dugout tonight with what Gio has done, what Worth and Harper have done. And this one goes to the top of the 8th inning with the Nats on top 8-2. 26-year-old rookie Nefi Ogando.
A fastball 96, slider 89. Couple of games under his belt. 1 strikeout, no walks. Opponents hitting .455 off Ogando.
So the Nats see him for the first time. Ian Desmond leads off. You know, rocket to right center for an RBI double last time up. Counts even 1-1.
Yeah, you know, something I mentioned tonight is Gio Gonzalez was none too happy the last time the Nats were here and he pitched 1 inning when the forecast said it was going to rain all day. He was not happy, and I wonder if he had a little edge to him tonight against the Phillies because of that. Maybe ask him after the game if that was a factor, because he was on fire here tonight against the Phils. 14 strikeouts last night, 12 tonight. Missing a lot of bats are the Nats pitchers.
It was his lowest pitch count of the year, 19 strikes, 12, or rather 19 pitches, 12 strikes. But after an inning and a half, the game was called, never resumed. The Nats had to play a doubleheader the next day, and obviously, Gio.
I mean, that was a no-brainer, though. You and I were looking at the radar, and it called for rain all day long.
Then they brought him back, and he started the nightcap on Sunday. The ball game that started at 4:46 in the afternoon, and he got the win. So the weekend turned out okay, but it was just a weird scenario. And that's why ball clubs are so reluctant to start games these days when the weather's in doubt, but the Phillies did. 3-2 to Desmond. Ian takes one low. Good eye. He's on for the second time.
Keep up with the pennant races in true HD quality on MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live on more than 400 supported devices. Visit MLB.TV today.
4-0 Mets in New York, bottom of the 8th now. Marlins, pardon me. I get used to saying they're behind.
You'll get used to it and like it, Bob. Jose Lobaton tried to join the Tater Club right there.
He's had a good night. Sac fly, base hit, run scored, and a walk. I mean, he's playing once a week at the most these days. He comes out, does a good job, and don't forget how he handled Gio again tonight. He's been a great, nearly every time personal catcher for Gio Gonzalez. 0-2. AT PHI. And a 1-2 pitch. I mean, his swing doesn't look like he's had any time off at all.
No, you're right. People realize how hard that is to play once a week, once every 10 days. One of the toughest things in all of sports to hit a baseball when you're playing every day, let alone once every 10 days.
And that one got by him. Retired for the first time tonight, 1 out, 8th inning.
Every day, Felipe.
Dan Uggla will hit for Gio Gonzalez in a moment. Michael A. Taylor, 1 for 3 tonight, strikeout, single, and a 5-4-3 double play ball. Was a front door breaking ball. Michael able to inside out it.
Getting some good rips. He's just a hair late getting his foot down right now. Good swings though.
Text Nationals to 29292. Team alerts, chances to win exclusive prizes, including meet and greets with your favorite players. Again, Nationals, text it to 29292. Get in on all the action with Masson. Low and away to Taylor. Taylor got another front door pitch. High bouncer to third. Darno. And no double play possible that time. 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Desmond Hart into second base. And Dan Uggla will get an at bat.
That's one that Blanco's got to realize. Okay, you have a plus runner at the plate. You have a high chopper to third. And in an 8-2 game, there's no reason to hang in there and try to turn that double play. In a tie game, there's no reason to hang in there and try to turn that double play. You know, the runner at first base is above average runner, Ian Desmond, so he's going to get on you. And as a second baseman, you just come across and stretch like a first baseman, take the force. Lucky that ball didn't get away, and Michael Taylor's not on second.
Dan Uggla. 4 pinch hits, 1 RBI on the year, and the breaking ball is low. And another breaker missing, 2-0. Dan Uggla, 4-pitch walk, second of the inning. Top of the order, Anthony Rendon is next. Well, it's only the 8th inning, so Bryce Harper and Jason Worth will each bat again in this game. Unless they pick off a runner here somewhere.
Hey.
Not likely to happen. Guys taking short leadoffs with a 6-run lead.
They're the fight at the bat rack right now, the way Bryce and Jason are swinging. Get me up there again. And when you're not going good, you'll never admit it, but you're secretly hoping that you don't get an at-bat.
Rendon just stands there upright and takes ball 1. 1 for 3 with an RBI single, hit by a pitch, and 2 runs scored. Rendon 6 hits in this series, 2 RBIs, and that's up and a strike. Crowd loves it. At least the 13 or 14 right below us. Rough times in Philly. Rendon shoots one through the right side. Michael A. Taylor can fly. Frank Coors got a great arm. Ball comes in, and Taylor Slides right around the slide, and it's 9-2. 2 RBI night for Anthony Rendon.
Just a little adjustment to a player who's as talented as Anthony Rendon makes all the difference in the world. You see him on top of the baseball, standing upright. Just like Dan reported, just like Rick Shue said. And another base hit, another RBI. Look how... Remember stacking Jack was all the rage last year? That's it right there. I mean, years of evolution, why wouldn't you stand upright?
Some would say millions of years.
Maybe that's what I meant and just didn't say it.
I mean, I've been around for a while, but we were upright back then, too. Here's Escobar. I think we found the missing link in a long chain of TV analysts.
We did.
Escobar 1 for 4 RBI double. Just a little bit outside, 2-0.
You know Escobar's got everything going. He's got, I think, 1, 2, 3 sweatbands. He's got the shin guard. He's got 2 batting gloves in his back pocket, 2 on his hands, and the protector thing going. And then he's got the latest cleats going on that if for some reason the lights go out here at Citizens Bank, we'll see him. Yeah, that's a whole sporting goods store, folks. He's got it all.
You think this is fun? You ought to see him get on the bus.
Yeah, I know. He is a fashionista. On the field, off the field. He can dress.
(3-1), and he takes it right in there.
Homer.
Calling it?
No.
Oh.
Just assuming it, because if you feel like every pitch he gets, it's going to happen.
And Escobar to right field. That'll bring in Dan Uggla, and the ball gets right through Jeff Francoeur. So Rendon will score, and Escobar is going to make it all the way to second. So he's not feeling good running the bases. He had to pull up. He'll get an RBI, and then another will score on an E9. That's Rendon.
Yeah, we saw him trying to score earlier on the review, and he's got something going on for sure. Making it to second base. Great swing once again, and Trey Turner going to pinch run for Yunel Escobar, and he's going to call it a night. And Jeff Francoeur got a little lit over his skis right there, falling forward. And that gives the Phillies a chance to pitch carefully to Bryce Harper, even though it's 11-2 with first base open and 2 outs. What do we got? How about a Miller moment? Just like we promised you early in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. I'm going to guess it's the ground out by Bryce Harper in the first inning. No, it's home run number 40. 7th inning, 1 row back. I mean, maybe one of the most prestigious home runs he's hit all year. Number 40, and he trades ball for a ball. Here, give me my number 40th. Then he throws it to Ian Desmond. Ian Desmond throws it in the dugout. You see Bryce with the 4-0 sign. Everybody got it. And now it's going on his mantle.
There's nothing at all wrong about being aware of your surroundings when you do that.
Oh, yeah, 40 is a big deal.
2 for 4 for Harper. That's right in there.
Look at those numbers. 339, 40, 92, and a 468 on base percentage. Come on. Is that good?
We knew they would bat again tonight, but we didn't think it would be in the 8th inning. Harper, 7th man up in this frame. And it's popped up out to left. Under it, Darnell Sweeney. The Nats will pick up 3 more runs, 2 of them earned, and it's a blowout in Philly.
Gonzalez strikeouts. Curveball was nasty tonight. Fastball was bueno. Changeup, filthy. And just overmatching guys. Like I said a couple of times tonight, if you turned off the radar gun, you'd think Gio Gonzalez was throwing as hard as Steven Strasburg was last night. Philly hitters late all night. He gets a hug from Jason Worth. So 110 pitches, 78 for strikes, 12 strikeouts, 2 walks for Gio Gonzalez in 7 strong innings.
11-2 Nats out hitting the Phillies 13-5. And with Felipe Rivero coming in, a couple of changes behind him. Anthony Rendon moves over to third. Trey Turner in at second.
A fastball mid to upper 90s, slider in the mid 80s. Don't throw the changeup very often. Every day Felipe. His 41st appearance of the year. The opponent's hitting .213 against the slinging left-hander.
Well put on his delivery. Rivero pitched a third of an inning in the 9th here, striking out Odubel Herrera on Monday. Freddie Galvis 0 for 3. Blanco 1 for 3. Altair 0 for 3. The do-ups for the Phils, bottom 8. '84. Fastball motion, and the ball just dropped right at the end. We're in the top of the 9th. Marlins 4, Mets nothing in New York. The Nats a short distance away from gaining another game on the Mets. Rafael Martin. High chopper to third. That's Rendon. Guns it over for the first out. Next up, Andres Blanco.
Watch the over-the-top throw. So from second, it's more sidearm. From third, it's right over the top, so you don't get the run on the ball. He throws about a 90-mile-an-hour strike right between the eyes of Clint Robinson.
Blanco, Phillies' first, actually second hit of the game tonight. Leading off the 4th with an infield chopper. Scored on the Darren Ruff homer. Yeah, at one time this game was 2-2 before the Nats exploded. Had him reaching. Ian Desmond waiting for that. 2 down. With more on Felipe, here's Dan.
Bob, we noticed a couple weeks ago that Felipe Rivero a couple times added a little bit of a back turn during his windup. He would turn a little bit more than normal, kind of show his back to the hitter, and just give him a different look. I asked Felipe about that and asked him whether it was intentional. He said absolutely. I said, is it to mess with their timing? He said absolutely. He said, if I can throw him off just a little bit and it helps me out, why should I not do it?
A little Johnny Cueto action. Never hurt anybody, Dan. I think that it adds deception to the delivery and messes with timing. Let's see if he does it right here. Nope.
Aaron Altair, the rookie, 0 for 3 tonight. Beauty of a curveball at 80. That was nasty.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour. Took a little off that. Usually it's in the mid 80s.
Then the 97 looking a whole lot quicker, and he was just a little high with it. 2-2.
Pretty good pitch, I thought.
The booth would have rung him up.
That's right.
2-2 pitch.
Computer would have too.
That's on the corner. Drops a hammer on him, and that is it for the Phils in the 8th. Philly fans have one more chance to boo Jason Worth, and I think he likes it. Telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Jason Worth to the top of the 9th inning. 2 homers, 2 for 3 tonight.
Home run number 10. A little Worth quick, then how about an aftershock? Home run number 11. And that one was hit so far, you see him drop the bat. There was no fling into the Phillies dugout. He was absolutely sure of that tater. And Jason Worth making a bid for number 3 right here, right now.
The Phillies claimed Ken Roberts off waivers from Colorado August 30th, and he was called up 8 days ago. 3rd appearance as a Philly.
Good take, just missed.
25th rounder by Colorado 5 years ago. And Worth will just slap one to right for a 3-hit night.
Lousy single.
A.J. Cole for the bottom of the ninth with the Nats up by 9. Felipe Rivero just had a 12-pitch, 8-strike, 8th inning.
Jason Worth going to take a curtain call right here. Maybe a little bow. Tyler Moore running for him. What a night for the Nats left fielder. 3 hits, 2 home runs, a walk, on base 4 times. Stay hot, Jason Worth.
Listen to this crowd. Here's Clint Robinson, lefty-lefty matchup for him. Clint with sort of a typical 2 for 4. Over his last 4 games, he is 7 for 19. He has taken some of the sting out of losing Ryan Zimmerman in this lineup. Ryan was just unstoppable when the oblique came up. And Clint has just come right in and acted like he's been at first base and hacking for a while. There's another hit. 2 in a row. Righty lefty doesn't bother Clint Robinson. Now 8 for his last 20.
3 for 5 tonight. Single, double, single. Nice night for Clint Robinson. He can hit.
Byron Kerr and Ray Knight with Nats Extra Post Game Show coming up when this one's over. Presented by who but W.B. Mason. Desmond 1 for 3 with an RBI double and a walk. At the knees, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Marlins have added a run in the ninth. They lead New York 5-0. They're giving the Mets the kind of headache they gave them down in Miami the weekend before the Mets came to D.C. Miami won 2 out of 3 in that series.
Well, the good news is they're playing well. The bad news is they're playing in D.C. tomorrow. But the way the Nats are swinging the bats, bring them on. Bring them all on right now. Pitching, hitting, defense.
Desmond, high bouncer, third base. Darno to Blanco and safe at first. Ian Desmond getting down the line beautifully, and Clint Robinson getting into that bag at second. Well, we've seen a lot of high choppers to the third base side.
Yeah, which is not fun for a second baseman. You look at Ian Desmond, 11-2 game. He runs to first base the same way, no matter what the score is, every single time all year. Clint Robinson playing hard.
Wilmer Defoe, welcome back to the big leagues. He'll be running for Ian Desmond and then taking over at short. Base hit right field. And Jose Lobaton having quite a night. Another run scores. That's Worth, and it's 12-2. Or rather, Tyler Moore, who ran for Jason Worth. The Nats by 10. And Jose Lobaton, second RBI of the night.
2 for 3. Sack fly, walk. Hasn't played in a while. Looks like he hasn't missed a ball game, and Tyler Moore scores a quick run to make it 12-2. But Jose Lobaton doing a nice job off the bench tonight for the Nats.
Still only 1 out. Runners at first and second. Michael A. Taylor goes up swinging. 12 runs on 16 hits.
I'm telling you, if I go to player mode right now, 5.5 or 5 is where I'd start to become nervous. 7.5, you know, if it stays 6-0 in New York, if the Nats barely hold on here, up 12-2.
Matt Dendecker next.
That's not panic time yet.
That's a fair ball right to the bag. Kind of a double and triple pump there on the part of d'Arnaud. And he still had time to turn the double play. So we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Gio brilliant, bats loud. 12-2. Come rolling back home to take on Miami for 4, then the Phillies, and then the Orioles. One more bullpen pitcher tonight, hopefully, and that'll be Rafael Martin.
Well, a sneaky fastball, 88 miles an hour. Likes to throw the fastball. Here's your new defense. Moore, Taylor, Dendecker, your outfield. Turner, Rendon, left side. Defoe, Robinson, right side. Jose Lobaton behind the plate. There's your Arsenal talking about that fastball. He'll cut it, he'll throw it at 4 seams, and he come right after you throwing strikes.
First up for the Phillies in the night, Jeff Francoeur, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. And a fly ball down to our right. One ball and 2 strikes. Big breaking ball, and Francoeur way out ahead. Announced crowd of 15,753 tonight here at the bank.
All right, little man got a souvenir. Good hustle.
Francoeur will sky this one out to center. Trey Turner is out there. He'll be called off, and Michael A. Taylor takes it. Tomorrow night, Jared Cozart, 1-4 with a 4.58 ERA, faces Tanner Roark. Boys back home. As a starter, Tanner 21-13 career. This year 4-5 with a 4.38 ERA.
Can't wait to get home. Last homestand of the year, Nats fans. Come see us.
Darren Ruff swinging through that one. And a front door breaking ball ends up way inside. Out to short, Trey Turner.
Nice play by Trey Turner. First real look we've had at him at shortstop. He's been out there once, but you know, routine ground ball. Kind of get an idea of the mechanics, the fielding technique. Very smooth right here by the young shortstop. I know it's a routine play, but let's all take a look. Good throw, right on the money. All right. It's a guy that has a decent arm and has to get rid of it quick.
Darnell Sweeney, the left fielder, next. Bottom of the ninth at New York. Marlins 6, Mets nothing. And here in Philadelphia, it's over on a fine play by Matt Dendecker in left field, or rather right field. And the Nats put this one away.
Well, big congratulations to Bryce Harper on home run number 40. That's an amazing milestone for any major league